Welcome back to a very, very, very normal baseball podcast. Pitchers are getting signed. Wander Franco extension, CBA, and a big free agent coming from Japan. All in this episode. Let's do it. All right, welcome to a normal baseball podcast. You know how we roll. I'm Alex. That's Lewis. Normal Dog is not there. There's a few blitz balls there to as a tribute, you could say. So a lot has happened since last time we did this. Some pitchers got signed, some awards were announced, but more importantly, just today, a couple hours ago, the MLB teams were announced on MLB Network, so we can actually check and see which ones we got right and which ones we got wrong. So I think that's what we should do first, just get that out of the way, see how we did.
All right, let's do it.
So first base, we have Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Okay.
I think both of us got that right, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we did. I had him. I don't know if you did.
Yes, we both got it right. I think the next one we will both get right too. Marcus Semien.
Yeah.
Pretty easy. Pretty obvious there. Shortstop. I think we both got it wrong. It's Fernando Tatis.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue about that, but we both had that one wrong. If you want to see what our picks were and reasonings, you can go to the episode about
Previous
that.
episode.
Third base, Austin Riley. I got that wrong, but you got that right.
Are we keeping score? Right? Loser has to pay for the dinner.
No. Catcher,
Start the show.
I had Salvador Perez. Well,
So
it was
did I.
Salvador Perez. We both had that. DH, Shohei Ohtani. How could you not have Shohei on your team? I don't know, but that's a point for me and no point for Lewis. And then outfield, Juan Soto, Bryce Harper, and Aaron Judge. I got all three right.
Kyle Tucker got snubbed.
No complaining about that. Which two did you have? Soto?
I had Soto, Judge, and Kyle Tucker.
Yeah,
Kyle Tucker did not get the selection.
So 3 for 3 in the outfield. I mean,
I think the voting's a little biased.
And then starting pitcher, we have Max Scherzer. Did you have Max Scherzer?
I did.
Okay, so did I. So we both have Max Scherzer. Corbin Burns. I did not have him. You had him. Walker Buehler. I did not have him.
Did not have him.
Robbie Ray. I had him.
I did as well.
Garrett Cole. We both had. And then relievers. Josh Hader. I had. And you did as well. And then Liam Hendricks. I did not have. I wanted to go for the more fun pick. And I believe you picked Liam Hendricks, right?
I did.
All right. So tallying up, I think you 1, 2, 3,
Hate to break
4,
it to you.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I got 12. And then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It was a tie.
You sure about that?
Uh-huh.
I got both relievers.
I know, but I got all three outfielders.
Oh yeah, because we both missed on a starting pitcher. Oh,
And I got
makes sense.
Ohtani over.
A little bit of a bias vote in there.
I don't know how that's biased. I'm a Yankee fan.
I mean, Giancarlo Stanton.
No, but anyway, that's first team All MLB. There were second and third. Not too necessary to go over that right now, if I'm being honest.
Excuse me, hold on the screen.
Oh, there he goes, rubbing it off.
All right.
But some stuff did happen since last time we sat down here. One being an award that we didn't talk about. The Comeback Player of the Year. It went to Buster Posey in the NL and Trey Mancini in the AL. Mancini is kind of
What a
obvious.
story.
It's very inspirational. diagnosed with colon cancer before 2020 season. Didn't play in 2020. Came back this year. Just that alone is enough to win this, if I'm being honest.
Oh yeah, just being able to step on the diamond, put on the uniform, and play your heart out every day. I mean, he really did it all. Went above and beyond because he could have genuinely, pinch hit 4 or 5 times in the season and still won the award, but he really showed out and showed that he was still a major league player in a big way.
Oh yeah. And if that wasn't enough, he did have a 104 OPS plus and 21 homers and 71 RBIs. So he played good too on the Orioles too. He definitely earned it.
Yeah.
Perseverance pays off. And then Posey, I kind of saw that coming. He didn't play. He didn't play in 2020 because of COVID. And then he goes on and comes back and hits 304 with a OPS just south of 900.
And I mean, a great season, a good way to go. I wish I could have said that he was going all the way out on top with a World Series, but it's pretty good to go out on a note like that.
Yeah, I mean, 3.5 WAR. He had the highest walk percentage of his career. Took that Giants team, big leader in the playoffs. Sad how it ended, but
yeah, quite the story nonetheless. How's that?
2012 MVP, 3-time World Series champion. I think 7-time All-Star. Played all 12 years with the Giants. So what a career! And he is the second player. I think he's the first player ever to win Comeback Player of the Year twice. He won it in 2011 and 2012, and then he won it this year too. So that's pretty exciting.
That's great. Yeah, good for him.
And then sticking with the Giants, moving on, they re-signed Alex Wood and Andrew Desclafani. Both were in the rotation. Anthony Desclafani. Both were big parts of the rotation in 2021. What do you think?
I mean, it makes sense. The Giants really fell in love with their pitching staff this year. And, you can't win ball games without good pitching. And obviously everything else doesn't come second. But if you can't prevent runs, how can you ever win? Makes sense. What I'm shocked about is that they didn't get the same contract of year-wise. Alex Wood got a 2-year deal for $20 million, while Anthony Desclafani got a 3-year, $36 million contract. I would have thought that they would have had the same AAV for their contract numbers, but on the same years. But it's good to see the Giants trying to retain some of their key pieces in their record season.
Yeah. The only thing I don't agree with there is that the AAV, I don't think those should have been the same. I think it's kind of fair what they both got. Desclafani was a bit better. He had a lower ERA.
No, I don't mean they should have matched the AAV for their years. So Desclafani got a 3-year, $36 million deal, which is 12, 24, 36, 12 million a year. I feel like Alex Wood should have maybe gotten a 3 or 30 million. Raise the years,
okay.
But also with the same AAV.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I mean, Alex Wood is, I believe, older, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Probably, but I'm not going to look too much into it, especially if the Giants, believe that their pitching staff is a key.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It certainly is. There's still more free agent pitchers out there that if they want to get. But Wood was pretty underrated. As terms of free agent, he under 4 ERA last year, 138 innings pitched, 152 strikeouts. His batting average against was at a career low.
I mean, he put up great numbers.
Just good numbers.
No,
I saw him pitch against the Mets live, and he pitched really well against them. I think it's a good signing. Just try to keep the ball rolling from the 2021 season. I do like that. Same with Desclafani.
Oh yeah, I think they're both. You can say the same thing over and over. Of they were good, they earned their money, and the Giants are really hoping to capitalize on the great season and push it to an even better season coming up.
Yeah.
No other real way to put it.
Yeah. Um, but
I mean, if you want to stay on the West Coast, we can
well,
also talk about the Angels.
before we do that, I want to like who else the Giants could get, because I think they're
Uh,
still gonna go for more pitching. They still need rotation because right now they only have Logan Webb, Alex Wood, and Desclafani like locked into their rotation. So they could still sign a couple more free agent pitchers. There's like
oh yeah,
Scherzer, Robbie Ray, Kevin Gossman, Carlos Rodon, and there's like tons of good quality starting pitchers on the market this year. I say realistically, I could see Robbie Ray going.
yeah. Robbie Ray at is it AT&T Park now or is it Oracle Park?
A
It's Oracle.
TNT now. It used to be
Yeah,
Oracle.
but I can see Robbie Ray pitching in AT&T Park. I think that Giants uniform really suit him well, especially if he's far away from my Yankees on the other side of the coast.
Yep, would love that.
It would help a lot.
I would love
But
that.
I think that the Giants would look to go after Max Scherzer. I mean, how can you say no to Mad Max? I get that he's kind of a nutcase, and that might deter some teams from wanting to have him in the bullpen, in the locker room, or whatever. But I mean, he's so dominant on the mound; it's hard not to say no. I think it feels like every team should be going after Max Scherzer.
Yeah, I see that. I think Robbie Ray's gonna make a little less than Scherzer. Uh,
Yeah.
AAV wise.
Well, Scherzer has the history. Robbie Ray had one season.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I think Scherzer's gonna make a lot more money, so Robbie Ray could be like a little cheaper of an option if they wanted to do that. I could see Scherzer too. Really, any big free agent pitcher, because especially with the season they had last year, San Francisco is a place to be right now.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, and then if now you want to stay on the West Coast,
All right. So the one thing I want to talk about, the one thing I have down here, is the Los Angeles Angels signed Aaron Loop, relief pitcher from the Mets, to a 2-year, $17 million contract with an option for 2024 at $7.5 million. Um, he was electric for the Mets, and I understand. I have spoken to a few Mets fans, and they're kind of bummed out about losing out on such a great relief pitcher
oh yeah,
that Alex Loop, that Aaron Loop was this season. But I think now the Mets should look to try to find another one, another of those Aaron Loop type guys, get him on a small deal and have him show out. But I can understand why they're upset about losing Aaron Loop.
yeah. Well,
I mean, to all people, the Angels.
he had a .95 ERA, lower than 1 in almost 57 innings pitched. He only allowed 6 earned runs over the year, and he was never credited with a loss. And as a reliever, that's really good. And he's another guy I saw him pitch in person, and just it looked like there was no way they were scoring. And the
Yeah,
contract wise, they gave him 7.5 million for 2 years. So it's what is that math? 15 million.
mm-hmm.
And then there's a $7.5 million option again for 2024, or a $2 million buyout. So I guess that just depends how he does. But either way, guaranteed, he has $17 million right there.
I
Which
mean, for a relief pitcher, that's pretty good.
exactly, which gets to my next point. He might be closing out games because they don't have Rafael Iglesias anymore because they lost him from the qualifying offer. And this just shows Aaron Loop was one of the sneaky best relievers in the game last year, making $7.5 million a year. Rafael Iglesias could have made $18.4 million in 1 year had he taken the option. But I guess he wanted more guaranteed money rather than just the 18.4 for 1 year. And if he didn't perform, then that would probably be the highest he would get.
Yeah, definitely. I think that this is a sign that the Angels are no longer concerned
Yeah,
about
they don't care that he
Rafael
declined it
Iglesias.
anymore.
I think they've moved on. They found their next guy up, and they're just looking to move forward with more pitching. Whoa!
Whoa, the Angels and pitching don't match. But um, Loop's never closed out games. Like he's just been like a reliever, like a mid reliever or setup guy. But I do think he's more than capable to close out
He
some
definitely
games.
has the stuff. without a doubt.
For sure. And not just with pitching for the Angels. The Angels got themselves a nice utility man from the Yankees in Tyler Wade. They traded him for a player to be named later, which is speculated to be Mike Trout.
Or Shohei Ohtani.
Or Shohei, or both. Who knows? Package deal.
I mean, in my opinion, I think Tyler Wade is worth Mike Trout, but then again, I'm not running the Yankees or the Angels organization. So.
Right. Tyler Wade, he was a good player. Kind of confusing why the Yankees let him go. He did like everything they wanted him to do last year, in the position that they gave him at least. And I don't know.
He was one of those big pieces during their run, that 13-game win streak, which watched every game of it. It was electric, and Tyler Wade was part of that. He had some big moments on the defensive side of the ball, playing, it felt like a new position every day. It was great to see. I mean, he had the speed to pinch hit in big situations, especially when they played Boston. I mean, I understand that the Yankees did designate him for assignment, and that, they didn't really have too much of a choice.
Right. It was more of a 40-man crunch. A little surprised they didn't get rid of Andujar, but I guess they're just it might, most of it could be because of the options. Wade had no options left, and you know how they like to send people up and down. They didn't have that option with Wade, so that might be part of the reason. They also, in different moves, just today released Clint Frazier and Rougned Odor. Frazier, I saw coming. They never really believed in him. They named him an opening day starter.
I believed in Clint Frazier.
They named him an opening day starter, and then they didn't treat him like he was a starter. He's also injured up and down. He missed literally the second half of the season because he was dizzy. And then Rugi was just that veteran personality in the clubhouse that the Yankees seem to find every year. He was the Todd Frazier, the Andrew McCutchen, the Cameron Maben of last season.
He was an interesting one. I mean, watching
the
Yankees, it was like every home run, Miguel Andujar was standing on the edge of the dirt outside the Yankees dugout. Just electric.
Yes, Rugi, not Miggy.
Oh yeah, my apologies.
But yeah, no, I do agree. I think whatever team he goes to, if he's the same as he was in New York, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun for them.
I could almost see him wearing a Texas Rangers jersey.
Just going back. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Might as well.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
But I also wouldn't be surprised if they don't, because they are going for hopefully spending money this year, put themselves back into things. That
would be fun.
Just about it for the Yankees. They just kind of roster crunching to make room for some prospects. As Waldo Peraza was one of those prospects.
I mean, if you also want to talk a little bit more about the Yankees, one last thing that I have down here is that as some people may or may not know, Yankees have been connected to first baseman Matt Olson of the Oakland Athletics. And I read a report the other day, actually on November 21st, that the Oakland Athletics are believed to be shooting a little bit past the stars when it comes to trade talks, which makes me think that maybe the Yankees won't make the move for Matt Olson, especially if they're asking a little bit too much for him. You don't really know 100%. That's just what I've read. I don't want to say that it's true or if it's false, but it definitely raises a few eyebrows on what the Yankees are going to do at first.
Yeah. I've seen so many mock trades of that deal. It's just kind of getting annoying at this point.
Oh yeah.
It's supposedly have been the day that it was going to happen for about 2 months.
Feels like it.
Not 2 months, like 2 weeks, but I've heard it too many times to start believing it now. So I'll just wait till it happens, or until they sign a first baseman. Until anything happens, I can't really make mocks anymore. I've seen way too many.
Oh yeah.
And I don't even know. It's hard to talk about because it's been going on for so long, and the CBA is coming up. So if they're gonna do something, they gotta do it quick, and it doesn't seem like they're in a rush to start getting things going.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, if you want to continue talking a little bit, we can move to the Yankees' rival, the Boston Red Sox. Picked up their option for Alex Cora through the 2023 season. I mean, you saw that one coming. Pretty electric. What's he doing?
Very good.
But you saw it coming. You can't not bring back a manager that just brought a team who was expected to miss the playoffs to the ALCS. And hopefully they continue to have a somewhat decent team so that the Yankees and Red Sox rivalry stays fun. Not saying that I want them to win, but I want them to be relative.
Yeah, I mean, he was like a huge piece in their year this year. We saw how they did without him, which was not great. It was kind of obvious they were bringing him back. The players love him. He's a good baseball mind. He took a team that was projected to miss the playoffs to the ALCS this year. I think that says something about him. He could just really get the clubhouse going, and I think that's important in a manager. I'm not surprised that they did this. I think Red Sox fans are rejoicing right now.
They definitely are. I mean, I will tell you, I listened to one podcast from a group of guys in Boston, and when they got the news, they were pretty ecstatic. I mean, everyone knew that it was going to happen. It was just a matter of when, not if.
Right. Hard not to be. Happy about
that. If you want to continue, we can move in a little bit west over to Pennsylvania. The Philadelphia Phillies have emerged as the possible front runner to trade for Brian Reynolds of the Pittsburgh Pirates. No deal has been set, no deal has been offered, but apparently the Pirates are really only listening to the Phillies, although the Pirates have also heard from the Yankees, the Giants, the Rangers, and the Astros. Apparently the Phillies are the only people that have really gotten their whole foot in the door. How do you think that's looking? I mean, the Phillies need an outfielder.
I mean, I think that makes sense. They need two outfielders. They don't have a center fielder or a left fielder right now because Kutch is a free agent, and they just didn't have a center fielder really last year either. I think it'd be a good move. I think they could trade for him, maybe sign another big outfield free agent. I do have a couple in mind there.
Like
Castellanos, put him in left.
Ooh.
He's a right fielder, but no one plays their real position anymore. So I think he can most definitely go into left field.
My first thought was Starling Marte. I know the Phillies haven't really been too strongly trying to acquire Marte, but I mean, imagine an outfield with Brian Reynolds in left, Starling Marte in center, and Bryce Harper in right. It sounds pretty good. Maybe not right field, but left and center sound pretty good.
You're ridiculously biased against Bryce Harper, and I just want to put that out there. It's ridiculous.
Oh, you're talking too high quality.
It's ridiculous. But I do see Starling Marte, but I think I was just kind of with the Brian Reynolds. He's going to be in center. There's no point in trading for Starling Marte. He's not a corner outfielder. I think it would be a waste to put him in a corner outfield position, if I'm being quite honest. But if they do trade for Brian Reynolds, I think Castellanos would be a great target.
Oh, yeah.
But if they want to sign Starling Marte, either way, I think Castellanos could be in left for that team.
I mean, they have a big field out there, and especially, the Phillies, they go to Atlanta, they go to Miami, both big outfields. It would make sense.
Yeah.
But you never know.
And then, I mean, Phillies.
Well, speaking of Miami, actually, Sandy Alcantara gets his deal.
Yeah, the
Look
extension.
at that, 5-year, $55 million. That's
now?
a great deal. No, it was actually yesterday. Yesterday, it's pending a physical.
Yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, pending physical, but that basically means it's done.
Go through, yeah.
Well, congratulations to Sandy Alcantara, another nickname that we have for Normal Dog.
Him and Richard Blyer, our favorite Normal Dog nicknames, because he is Richard Blyer, after all.
Sandy Alcantara. I mean, I don't really know much about him. I didn't watch a single Miami Marlins game where they were not playing the Yankees. But if you can get a 5-year, $55 million contract. That says that you're pretty good at baseball. Good for him.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully they're building something down there. I would love to have the Marlins be relevant.
Oh, I would love it. They're my National League team, so I wouldn't mind that one bit. Not one bit at all. The Marlins could make some moves too with their outfield. Castellanos comes up again.
I've seen Castellanos and I've seen Jorge Soler.
I've seen that too. I've seen Starling Marte going back. They could definitely do something if they really wanted to, I guess. I don't know if they really fully can, but their rotation. I saw a graphic the other day. Sandy Alcantara, Jesus Luzardo, Ryan Thompson. Shoot, I can't remember the other two, but their rotation could be deadly next year if they all pan out to what they think they might pan out to.
We talking projections?
We're talking projections. That's exactly what we're doing.
So good.
Their rotation, if they can build a bullpen, get a couple outfielders, I don't know. Their infield's pretty good. They got Brian Anderson, Jazz Chisholm,
Jazz.
Jesus Aguilar.
How can you? I mean, you like Jazz? How can you not like Jazz?
I love Jazz.
He is one of my favorite players in baseball, genuinely, especially for such a young kid to have that much swagger, and you almost want to say that it's authority with the way that he plays second base. I mean,
second base. And he could play short too. They have Miguel Rojas at short. But yeah, he does. He's electric. I was at a game this year, saw him hit a triple.
Oh,
that man is fast.
I mean, my favorite Jazz Chisholm moment was him doing the Euro step after hitting a homer to step on home plate. I loved that.
I love the young kids doing their thing. I love it.
Yeah.
And his homer off DeGrom earlier in the very early in the year, but
that was great.
That was incredible as well.
Yeah, I mean, what's not to love about Jazz? You can't not like him.
Love him. I have a jersey shirt of his. I think he'll be in Miami for a long time if he can play like he did last season. If he plays like that this season, I think he might get a little extension, couple of years.
Great.
If we want to move back to pitchers, relievers more specifically, Kendall Graveman, 3 years, $24 million with the White Sox.
That's news to me.
Yeah, 3 years, $24 million with the White Sox. He played with the Mariners and the Astros this year. 1.77 ERA, 56 innings, and a 9.82 WHIP, which is very good. He did a lot better in the first half of the season or before the trade deadline than he did after he got traded to the Astros. The ERA was like significantly different. When he was in the Mariners, it was below 1. On the Astros, it was above 3. So, but I don't think that really matters. I think it's a great move for the White Sox. Their bullpen was a big negative last year. Aside from Liam Hendricks, and now I think they have an arm with Liam Hendricks because Craig Kimbrell is not as reliable as it may seem.
Their bullpen is loaded. I'm just not real. I forgot that Craig Kimbrell was in that pen.
Yeah, Craig Kimbrell's in there, but he didn't do too great after the trade. He did good when he was on the Cubs, but he didn't do too great after the trade. I mean, not to say he can't perform like a reliever of the year, which he totally can. I'm just saying.
That's why I say it's one hell of a pen.
Yeah, no, it is.
Well, now I think that now bumps here. Let me go ahead and fact check myself here. Yeah, so that now bumps the White Sox up to the 4th highest payroll in baseball, only behind the Yankees, Dodgers, and Padres in that order. Do we think the White Sox are gonna maybe try to push for it a little bit more? I don't think they have too much room to work with, but. I mean, I would like to see them at least make it more than the first round every year.
I think they will. I think they might grab Simeon up.
That would be fun.
They need a second baseman. They got rid of Nick Madrigal. He was their future second baseman, and then they got rid of him. Cesar Hernandez is the rental they got, but he's gone now. I think they might as well. So we'll see what happens there. The White Sox could be very scary next year. But then again, we also thought they would be very scary this year, and look what happened.
It's the Central. You never know what's going
Nah,
to come out of there.
I don't know. With the Tigers emerging,
Well, they have
see.
not done
We'll see.
anything big yet.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. They're projected to. I mean, a couple other last couple things, big topics. Ooh,
Bless you.
thank you. The Rays and their rookie Wander Franco.
Their 70-game player.
70 games in the majors. He just got a huge extension this year, 11 years, $182 million, with a $25 million club option for this 12th year. He doesn't have a no trade clause, but if he's on the team through 2031, he can veto trades.
Yeah.
So 2031.
Also it includes
that would be the 10th year.
Yeah. It includes one thing that I think I liked a lot about the contract that Wander got is if he finishes in between 1 and 5 for MVP voting, he gets a little bit more of a bumper, which most players get that contract, but apparently it's a big factor in this contract, which could push the contract all the way up to $223 million. For 70 games and being a rookie, it's a good amount of change.
No, it's huge. It's huge.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations to Wander. I'm upset that you will be terrorizing my Yankees for what might be for the rest of the time. But
yeah,
good for you, man.
Top 3 rookie of the year voting.
Yeah.
I guess they're highly touted on him, and I can't blame them.
Yeah, when you trade away Willie Adames, that shows that you have a lot of faith in a guy.
Yeah, I mean, this year he had a 3.5 WAR, an 810 OPS, 81 hits in only 71 games. And right before the playoffs, he had that 43-game on-base streak, which tied Frank Robinson for the highest for a player 20 or below. I could read you some projections for next year if you'd like.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
So this is just like the pace or whatever the algorithm is, how they think he might do next year. Maybe not what you think. For some reason, they only have him projected to get 350 plate appearances. Don't know why.
Yeah, they're gonna platoon him.
But in that, say you double it, he'll probably get 600 or 700 around there. If he played all games.
Well, without the Rays hit, I would not be surprised if he got over 700.
279 batting average, 802 OPS, 45 RBIs, 10 homers, 30 walks. So it doesn't seem like they're as high as on him as.
Yeah, that's weird.
90 RBIs, 20 homers. That's not bad. And then 19 doubles. So that's like 40.
What did you say his batting average
40
was?
doubles. That'd be a 2020 season. 279. No, I guess that makes sense. Those are like mid-range numbers. I mean, it's better than average. Way better than average.
I mean, but after what he did last season, if you give him a full season, especially since he won't be starting in a minor league facility, he's going to be doing everything on the major league level. I would not be surprised if he finished top 3 MVP voting. I'm going to throw that out there right now. Listen, I'm not a big fan of anybody that could terrorize my Yankees, but
I mean, if he looks anything like he did in the 43 game on base streak he had, then count me out. Move them out of the Yankees division. I don't want to see him.
Back to Montreal.
Go back to Montreal. They would just get it. No, I don't want that. You don't want to face that. He's insane. So I think that's big for the Rays. It's also like a change in pace. Because the last few years, it seemed like they don't want to get a franchise player or sign long-term deals. This is about as long-term as it gets, and as a franchise player as it gets, because that's what they're projecting him to be.
Yeah, I mean, I have it right up here. They're now 21st in club spending on their contracts and everything, which is a big bump because they were actually sitting down at like 26, 27. Damn, almost near the bottom of the barrel. I mean, one player.
They were definitely bottom of the barrel.
They were not lower than the Orioles or the Guardians, but I know that they were down there.
Yeah, they were. That was their MO, winning without a payroll.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that this might be a turning of the leaf for them. Dare I say, I wouldn't be surprised if the Rays went out and signed maybe another guy to not as long of a deal, not as high of a deal, but a deal nonetheless. Whether that be a pitcher, do they trust Tyler Glasnow coming back, or you never know. Maybe it could be another position player.
Max Scherzer to the Rays. Would be the end of that. Would probably be the end of my days.
I mean, it would be fun to go to a Yankees Rays game, but not if them two are playing together.
It would be terrifying to go to a Yankees Rays game. Not exciting.
Oh, yeah.
It would be terrifying.
Somehow Matt Scherzer would still end up without his shirt at the end of the game.
Of course.
Be terrifying.
That's what he does. That's what he does. And then another big time free agent. Seemingly, big build up. He should be on the market in the next couple of days. Don't know the exact day. No one really knows the exact days. It depends on the playoffs for different. It is. Excuse me if I butcher the first name. Seiya Suzuki. He is from Japan.
That was pretty close.
He's in Japan. He's in the NBP. He plays for the Hiroshima Toyo Carp. He was drafted in the same year as Shohei Ohtani. He's broken out in the MVP. Career. Listen to these numbers. He's played around 9 seasons. He's got a career 943 OPS. And the recent years have been even better. This year he hit 38 homers and had a 1.075 OPS. And since
1.07?
1.075. Wow. And since 2019 he's had 263 walks. And that's something that can more than well translate over to America, MLB. Because even if the other things, even if the pitching might not be as good in Japan, or whatever it is, that might be boosting his numbers a little bit. Plate vision is the same here and there, so that could be very valuable too. I do think he's gonna come off the market.
Now, where do you think he's gonna go? More importantly,
I was gonna ask you the same thing. If you wanna,
You want me to kick it off?
I will say this first. Assuming that he's gonna be on the market in the next couple of days, he only has a month to get signed, or else he goes back to Japan.
The deadline is December 22nd at 4 p.m.
However, if the MLB goes into lockout because of the CBA, that would be on December 2nd. It
got moved up. November 30th.
If they do go into a lockout, that pauses. And then they would have to wait till after the lockout happens to sign him. So if a team's going to sign him, it's going to be in the next week.
Yeah.
Because it looks like we're going to have a lockout. If a team's going to sign him, they need to do it in the next week. So on that note, where do you think he might end up?
All right. Now, I think that I have two choices. One is a little bit, I don't want to call it bias, but more of a little bit too hopeful in my eyes. So I'll start out with my other pick first. I think he goes to the Rangers, and I think that this is the first of many moves that the Rangers make. I'm hoping that they not only pick up Mr. Suzuki here, but maybe like a Trevor Story, maybe a pitcher. I mean, I think that the first move, signing an international player that has everything to prove to basically the rest of the world, would be interesting. It's definitely a weird way.
I also had the Rangers on my list.
Yeah, and my wishful thinking answer is the Boston Red Sox. I think I'm just saying that because I really want to see this guy play, and AL West and AL East don't really play too much against each other. But, I mean, this guy is apparently very fast. Imagine him playing that big right field in Fenway.
he's being compared like a Hideki Matsui type, for power wise, and he has speed on top of that. So, like if you look at his stolen base numbers,
But I mean, how could you not say no to a guy with, like I just said, everything to prove, playing what players deem the hardest right field to play in baseball?
Right, but he's not only a outfielder.
I know
He could play
can
outfield or the two left infield positions.
Infield positions, yeah.
Which is why
I'm looking at it from fully a outfielder's perspective.
Right, I went a little different direction, which is why, I had in addition to the Rangers, I had the Seattle Mariners as a potential landing spot for Suzuki. Obviously, I have a couple of good reasons. They're getting rid of Kyle Seager. We all knew that. We knew that since before the season started because of their former GM's interview that he had. They said they're not accepting that option, whatever. They also have a good relationship with another famous player with the last name Suzuki. Ichiro, ring a bell? Yeah.
I mean, I think I've heard of it before. I think I've heard of it. What did he do? What did he do? I don't really know who he is.
He did a couple things.
But yeah.
Besides the point, he's another Japanese.
It's water under
player.
The bridge.
He's another Japanese player. So I do think that could play a role. I mean, he's still part of their organization somewhat. You never know how this guy thinks or what he thinks.
I mean,
he could
the
be
one
swayed.
thing that's interesting. The one thing that's interesting about Suzuki is that Otani and Ichiro, when they both came over here, they specified they only wanted to do West Coast, just in case they ever did need to go back home for any which reason. Suzuki is not saying that. He is open to any contract that he can get, which is a little bit interesting because now more than half the league is now put on the table for him.
Yeah, I wasn't even looking at it from that perspective. I wasn't even looking at it because it's West Coast. I was just kind of looking at it as a good fit. They need a third baseman. He could play third base. He doesn't commit many errors. Lately, at least. He did in the beginning of his career. Not lately. He hasn't been committing many errors. I think it's a good fit.
He's damn near a vet.
Yeah, I mean, 9 years already in pro baseball.
I can see that. I didn't even think about the Mariners. I just expected them to stay within the States. I mean,
because Bryant is a good fit, so why wouldn't he be a good fit?
Oh no, I completely agree with you. To be honest, I completely forgot the Mariners existed. How about that? That's what I'm trying to say.
America's team, they came out of nowhere last season. That could be a good addition to get them where they need to be.
Yeah, it would be
interesting. They need pitching, but that could also anything can help. At this point.
Ooh, excuse me.
That somewhat rounds it out. Unless there's anything else you wanted to talk about.
No, not really. I mean, the only thing that I'm concerned about is the CBA deadline date got moved up to November 30th.
Yeah, is there
8 p.m. Eastern.
Is there a reason for that?
According to Ken Rosenthal's exact words are, MLB and Players Union have agreed to move the tender deadline from December 2nd to 8 p.m. on November 30th. This way, arbitration-eligible players will not be in contractual limbo. Player who gets non-tendered will have the ability to sign with a new club before the lockout begins.
Yes, I see. Tender deadline.
MLB, meanwhile, effectively will flood the market with more free agents who might get pressured into lesser deals after the lockout ends. Some players could benefit, however, a solid contributor who gets non-tendered for financial reasons could sign with another club right away. My apologies for the poor reading. I think I might need to turn up my font size a little bit on Google.
I mean, CBA, we know that's always a toss-up in the air.
An issue. Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to it. It's hard to not talk about because of how big it is.
Do you want to do maybe a CBA wish list? Quick little 3 things that you want to see come out of the CBA?
Gotcha. Ready? Expanded playoffs.
Okay.
I would like that. I think it worked really well in 2020. Expanded playoffs. We'll go with luxury tax. Raise it.
Yeah.
Biased Yankee fan. I'll take it. I do not care. Raise the luxury tax.
I'll pay $400 for a beer if I have to.
And the third one's a good question.
See, I agree with the two that you already said, and I think universal DH.
Oh, yes,
third.
universal DH. That's my third as well.
That's
needs
the
to
three
happen. That needs to happen. That's gonna happen no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, how can you say no? I think some of the players in the National League actually fit better as a DH rather than a fielder.
And it would change a lot of the NL teams' free agent stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of NL teams could have benefited from a DH this year. And who knows? That we just have to wait for and cross our fingers and hope that someone's not telling someone something and they magically reach an agreement.
Now the big question is, when the CBA does pass, is it going to be me or you that reads the whole thing and then gives the rundown?
I think it'll be a collective.
Yeah.
So that's.
That's all that I have.
I mean, they didn't move up the deadline for the CBA. I hope that's not what you meant. They moved up the tender deadline.
Yeah, for the 10. Oh, well, I kept saying CBA. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The CBA deadline's still December 2nd.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple other things have happened. There's Sonny Gray is on the trade block according to a couple sources. Same thing with John Means. There's still Clayton Kershaw on the market. The Rangers were in contact with him. Apparently today.
Can we also address one more thing here? Aaron Judge with a beard might be my favorite Yankee of all time.
It's pretty good.
He got a very strict warning. Either you cut the beard or we cut you is the quote that I saw, which would never happen, but I like that quote.
Yeah, I think all the Yankees do that in the offseason. Glaber did it last year. Gary does it.
Chapman does it every year.
They all do it, and then they just cut it when the offseason's over. I mean, while I don't like the policy because I don't think it should matter, I'm not gonna complain about it. I'm not gonna sit here and complain about it. It's facial hair at the end of the day.
What's funny is that I'm both for and against it. I like the story behind it. It's definitely a story that belongs in Cooperstown. It's interesting how the boss was like, I want you to be professional. I want you to show up to work, and I want you to show up clean shaven. Do I think it's been taken a little bit too far at this point? Maybe, but I like the story behind it.
Yeah, I mean, I see that, but I do like the story behind it. I think it's just tradition type thing.
Yeah.
Why would they don't want to change their tradition? That's like me telling you to not celebrate a holiday. It's just not something you really do. Maybe not to that extent, but I guess it's like somewhat along those lines. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, if you said that to the boss, I feel like he would make that an accurate statement.
He probably would. If he wants to offer me a job, I can
God rest his soul.
DM me on Instagram.
Yeah. I guess I don't have anything else. I am empty.
If we want to just talk about a couple of teams, interesting teams that could do some stuff. The Cardinals. Been talking to Marcus Stroman a lot, according to reports.
That would be an interesting fit. Cardinals have.
He's been responding. He's been responding to Cardinals fans on Twitter.
I know. I love Marcus Stroman's social media. I love
him. I love him. I like players that are active on social media. I think it just makes the game a lot more fun. Getting personal connections with the players. Being a bat boy. I know how fun personal connections with players can be. Very fun. So yeah, they're in the market for for starting pitching and a shortstop. So Stroman,
Like
maybe
who?
Trevor Story.
Oh my God, Trevor Story and Nolan Arenado.
I know, what a reunion that would be. And I
I
don't because
wonder. I wonder what they would look like playing together.
I don't know. Just different colors.
Yeah, that
Because I don't think they're gonna get Correa. I don't see that happening. And
would be a weird fit.
yeah,
That
same
would be
thing
a
with
very
Seager.
weird
Same thing
fit.
with Seager. It just seems weird, but the
Ugh.
Arenado and Trevor Story connection does make sense to me.
Do you think
And
that
I
they've
think it
had
could
dinner
happen.
together?
They've definitely had dinner together.
Yeah.
Probably had multiple. Um, Good thing there's no
AJ
tampering
Hinch.
rules in baseball.
Yeah, thank God.
um, I mean, Pedro
Hitting the bottom of the
Severino went to
barrel.
the Brewers.
Oh,
If we want to get that in
blockbuster.
depth, if we want to get that in depth,
Pedro
um,
from the Orioles?
yeah, he went to the Brewers.
Oh my God, he's going to become a Cy Young contender.
Cy Young, he is a catcher.
Pedro Severino?
Yes, he is a catcher.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's more
Okay,
known.
that
He's more known for his defense, not really his offense. More of
my
his
bad, I missed Cy
blocking.
Young.
Not even throwing, just blocking. That's really most of what he's known for.
I mean, that's impressive. Oh my God, excuse me.
There's one team. Maybe there's one team that could do something.
Who would that be?
Sneakily, this offseason, and that is the Guardians. It's a matter of what do they want to do? Do they want to try to compete or whatever, or do they want to just kind of reset? And I think that would start with trading Jose Ramirez. Whether they do that or not, I think that'll tell us what they're planning on doing, because he is wasting the prime of his career in Cleveland, where not much is going on at the moment. So if they're gonna build around him. If they're gonna not build around him, then put him somewhere where he can thrive.
See, it's funny that you mentioned that actually. Today, I thought of Jose Ramirez on the Mariners.
I see that too. It's third baseman. A lot of teams could use third baseman.
Yeah.
But the Mariners definitely a big fit for that.
Who knows? Who knows? I don't think a trade goes down now until the CBA.
No. Definitely not
Well,
not for a guy like
big
Jose
names.
Ramirez. No,
Yeah,
not
big
for,
name guys are not gonna happen.
no,
Not
no
gonna
way,
happen.
not till after the CBA gets filled out. But like I said, I do think that's a talent that's being wasted in Cleveland since they're not doing anything with him. He's just
Yeah.
too good of a player to be like that.
Yeah. I mean, I hope that every team finds a way to contend and try to win. That's when baseball's at its best.
I agree. I think there are some teams that can't, like, literally can't do that. Not everyone can contend. That's just impossible.
Yeah.
And as for the anti-tanking rules that they want to make, I don't think they'll help. I think there's a small amount of teams that tank every year. It's anywhere from like 0, or it's anywhere from like 1 to 6 or 7. But with the 7 teams tanking, that doesn't make it less competitive.
No, I completely agree with you.
Look at the AL East this year. The
4 teams could have made the playoffs.
Right, the Orioles were tanking. 4 different teams in the AL East could have made the playoffs.
I mean, it all came down to what, the last week of the season.
Right.
Oh my
God!
God.
It came down to literally the last game of the season.
Can we not talk about that? I'm very I really wanted just chaos. I was very on the side of everybody tying.
Oh,
would have been electric.
4-team tie would have been terrifying. If the Nationals could have held on to that lead, the Yankees would have had home field advantage, and they would have won the World Series.
Yeah,
but that's all just speculation.
Without a doubt.
It's tough, and it's weird. Like with the Suzuki, I'm literally seeing stuff that's saying he could go to the Pirates, and I'm seeing stuff that say he can go to the Dodgers. Literally every team has an article about why he can go there. It's ridiculous, but I do think some teams aren't going to fit him. Like, why would he go to the Pirates? He's a 9-year veteran looking for a big contract. Why would he go to the Pirates?
I think his decision is going to be a lot based on money more than winning. Don't hold me to it, but if you can
Maybe.
if you can get a good amount of money here, I don't see how if the Pirates wanted to give me $23 million, I would go out there and suck my thumb in left field
I don't
for a
know
few seasons.
because the like he would get paid big money in Japan. So I don't know if he's necessarily coming over for the money. Because like when you think of Shohei, he didn't come over for the money. Not at all.
Oh no, no,
He's
no!
getting
I'm
paid
not
like
saying
$5 million. Like it's nothing.
no. I'm not saying that that's the only reason why he would come over. I'm saying that I think money has a little bit more of a factor than you would think, especially when it comes to this guy who's more of a vet, who's more proven, who is solid with what he can do.
I guess, I suppose.
But
Makes
we'll find
sense.
out. We'll find out.
Well, yeah, we'll find out. Like I said, it's probably going to be. It's either going to be in the next week or probably 3 months from now, 4 months from
Yeah.
now. So those time ranges
Don't wish that long.
I don't wish that long. Well, 4 months from now would be not in season anyway. I mean spring training, but
I can't wait that long. There's too much excitement.
There's only about
Can we get an opening day countdown, please?
I don't have an opening day countdown, but spring training starts in I think 83 days. Don't quote me on that. I think it's 83
I might have to hit up a Yankee spring training game this year.
I'd love to. I think that'd be great.
An idea.
I
heard that spring training is a lot more relaxed. Players feel more comfortable talking, hanging out with fans.
Because it doesn't count. They're just getting ready for the season. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. In other news of content, might be a blitzball video or two coming in the near future.
Possibly.
Friday, we're gonna be doing we've already recorded it. We're gonna be doing a player jersey draft. Jersey number draft. That was very interesting.
Stressful
and interesting.
Interesting.
Good time.
What other action words can we use to describe it? Terrifying,
crazy, terrifying, nerve-wracking. But it was
pressure.
Fun. It was fun.
Oh yeah, it was all in good fun at the end of the day.
Yeah. That's really all that's going on in baseball. Next time we next time we do this, hopefully we'll have some more stuff because on Friday we won't be talking about any news that comes up. The next time we talk about news will be next week. Something's got to happen from now to then. There's going to be news.
I hope so.
I hope so. If not, it would be very sad. We'd have to figure something out. That's really all. That's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, me too.
One final note. Maybe not. I don't think I do have any notes. I can show you a couple baseball cards again.
Oh, okay. The daily ending with baseball cards. Yeah, let's do it.
Let me just get a couple not as exciting ones. Here's Shohei Ohtani.
You want me to join in on this too? I mean, we could both have a little bit of fun.
Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, we're gonna Shohei
Jazz
card.
Chisholm. We were just talking about him.
This really cool Topps Chrome Aaron Judge card. I like this card a lot.
We got. Oh, we were talking about him too. We got Clint. No longer a Yankee, but we got Clint. It's also very blurry.
I mean, if we're gonna keep on topic with the Rangers, I have a signed rookie Sam Huff card.
That might be worth a lot.
I mean, his 502-foot home run should hopefully make it a lot. And another player that we talked about today, Kendall Graveman. This really cool card art. I'm sorry for the brightness of my screen, but it's a little bit shiny. It's pretty cool. I like it.
And then to round it out, we got Alec Bohm. Nice rookie card.
Alec Bohm.
But I think that'll do it for this episode.
That'll be it. That's all she wrote.
Completely normal baseball podcast.
Not at all different.
That's it from us. We will see you
soon.
Next time.